Good afternoon. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory. The first week of October, 6 out of 7 days, we had highs in the 80s. Then a cold front moved through, and not only has that ushered in some real crisp fall temperatures, it also brought us a lot of rain Monday into Tuesday. Monday evening was rather rainy. Then we had heavy rain and flooding Tuesday morning. And when you look at today's updated drought map, you can almost exactly tell where that heavy rain was, because right through the middle part of the tri-state here where we had that heavy rain and flooding, we've now been removed even from the abnormally dry conditions. So that soaking rainfall, even though it did cause some flooding at the time, has brought relief from the drought conditions for much of our region. We do still have some moderate to severe drought showing up in Illinois, where the rain was not as widespread or heavy, but overall we are seeing improvement on the drought front across the tri-state. Now, I mentioned behind that cold front we now have just this gorgeous fall weather. It is crisp and cool and just beautiful out there. I mean, there's no other way to say it. It's truly refreshing after a very warm start to the month and then a rainy start to the week. Yesterday and today have been just absolute weather gems. That's a live look at the Owensboro riverfront with clear blue skies overhead. While it is sunny and pretty much perfect out there today, we do have some changes on the way. Now, nothing terribly disruptive, but we do have some clouds on the way Friday into Saturday. I doubt they'll bring us any rain, though. We'll probably stay dry. Then we start to warm things back up. In fact, we have some low 80s in the 7-day forecast. No clouds to speak of out there right now. We've got those clear blue skies as far as the eye can see, and it's going to stay clear through the rest of this afternoon and evening and overnight tonight into Friday morning. So tomorrow we'll start out with a lot of sunshine again. Then we will start to see just a few passing clouds Friday afternoon. Plenty of sunshine will still break through, but we will start to see a few clouds. Friday night will be partly to maybe even mostly cloudy. And I don't know if you can see that little green spot showing up in White County there. It's possible within these clouds during the overnight hours Friday night, we could maybe catch a stray sprinkle. That would be about it, though. We'll probably stay dry. Even if we do get a little bit of rain, it'll be very light, very spotty, and in the middle of the night. So most folks would be sleeping and it would have essentially no impact. Those clouds, however, will stick with us on into Saturday through Friday night into Saturday morning. So if you have any plans early on Saturday, don't be shocked if it is partly to maybe even mostly cloudy first thing in the morning, but those clouds will gradually clear then as we head toward Saturday afternoon, and the rest of the weekend will then be mostly sunny. As for our temperatures, sitting in the upper 60s to low 70s right now. It's 70 degrees even in Evansville, Henderson, and Owensboro. I think we'll tack on another degree or two this afternoon, so most of us are going to top out somewhere in those lower 70s. Again, perfect weather to be down at the Westside Nut Club Fall Festival. However, if you are headed down to Franklin Street tonight, keep this in mind. As the sun starts to set, those temperatures will drop pretty quickly. So we'll probably be back into the mid 60s by 6 o'clock tonight, and as the sun sets by 8 p.m., I think we'll probably already be dipping into the mid to upper 50s. So if you're going to be out after dark on West Franklin Street, you may want to consider a jacket, as it will be a little bit on the cool side. By the end of the night, we'll eventually bottom out in the low to mid 40s under clear skies, so it will be a little chilly first thing Friday morning. Friday, again, we'll start out with lots of sunshine with a few passing clouds. Then as we get into the afternoon, high temperatures will be in the low to mid 70s, I should say, but then we start to warm into the 80s as we get to next week, and that's because of this frontal system that's going to be passing through our region. So Friday, sunny skies in the morning, but we'll have this cold front lurking off to the northwest. As that approaches the tri-state, the rain is expected to dry out. So again, maybe a stray sprinkle Friday night. That would be the extent of what we could get from that, though. It'll mainly just be some clouds Friday night into Saturday morning. Now, what's interesting is this cold front probably won't pass through the tri-state. It's going to get right up to us, push those clouds our way, and then it's going to just kind of skirt along the northern edge of our region and push off to the east. As it pushes off to the east, notice the wind arrows here across Missouri this weekend. That warm flow of air from the south, it'll start spreading into the tri-state. So this front brings us a few passing clouds, but then we actually start to warm back up instead of cooling down. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 70s this weekend, and then by Monday and Tuesday of next week, we may even have some highs in the low 80s, which is nearly 10 degrees warmer than average for this time of year. And that warmer trend may hang around for a while. When we look at the extended outlook from October 17th up through the 23rd, we do see a trend toward above average temperatures hanging around, along with slightly below average precipitation. It's expected to be drier than normal to our southeast and wetter than normal to our northwest. But here in the tri-state, we'll be caught kind of right in the middle, and I'm not convinced that that rain to the northwest is ever going to get here. So in general, moving forward, while we are still going to have crisp, cool weather tonight and tomorrow, moving forward from this weekend and through next week and even the next weekend, the general trend seems to be warm and dry, much of what we've already been experiencing so far this fall. So enjoy the crisp fall temperatures while we've got them, as we may not have a whole lot of them in store through the next couple of weeks. I do want to give at least a mention to the tropics before we go, because there's a lot going on down there. We have Octave, which is actually dying down right now. It's a post-tropical cyclone. It's coming to the end of its life there. Priscilla brought some pretty serious waves and rain and flooding to the Pacific coast of Mexico. It is currently a tropical storm. Raymond, now a tropical storm. That happened just this afternoon. Then we've got Tropical Storm Jerry out in the Atlantic. And if I put this in motion, you can see Priscilla not expected to get very far, but it's a large enough weather system. It's still going to bring some clouds, some wind, some rain to places like Southern California, Arizona. Jerry is expected to move north and then curve back off to the east, so it may bring some impacts to parts of the Caribbean and Bermuda, but to the U.S., not really expecting anything from Jerry. Raymond will be an interesting one to watch. It's sitting off the southwest coast of Mexico right now, but as it travels kind of right along the coast there and then moves north, it is expected to weaken, but it may still bring some heavy rain, flooding, and strong winds to places like Arizona, New Mexico, Southern California, places that you may not necessarily think about having a big impact during hurricane season, but these Pacific storms can still pack a bit of a punch there. So that is something that we will certainly be keeping a very close eye on. It's interesting to keep an eye on weather across the country, but no matter what happens with those tropical systems, none of them are expected to have any local impact. So again, here at home, dipping into the 40s tonight, so it'll be a little chilly if you're out after dark. First thing tomorrow morning, starting in the 40s, climbing into the low to mid 70s. Mostly sunny. We will have clouds late in the day Friday into Saturday morning. Probably not seeing any rain from that though. Then the warm up starts, and we're talking upper 70s to low 80s through the rest of the next 7 days and maybe even beyond. Checking in on the comments. Good afternoon, Matthew. Yeah, it looks like next week we could get into a more active weather pattern. We'll keep an eye on it, but right now it looks like a lot of that rain is going to stall out off to our west. So I'm not real convinced a lot of it's going to get to us, but maybe the week after that we could start getting to more active weather. Good evening, Suzanne. And yes, Matthew mentioned Arizona. They are in a 3 out of 4 risk for flooding tomorrow due to those tropical systems we were just talking about, Priscilla in particular, and then Raymond could follow very quickly behind. So certainly some interesting weather to watch down in the southwest, but here at home our weather is much quieter, which is good news if you have any fall festival plans. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up your forecast now, but don't go anywhere. Robinson Miles and Casey Mason will be right back with some of your latest news headlines.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices. Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 live from 14 News. This is a 14 Digital News Desk update.
Thank you all for joining us for our afternoon streaming show. I'm Robinson Miles.
That's right, and I am not Jamie French. I am Casey Mason. We want to remind folks our sweet Jamie has the rest of the week off, so this guy is hanging out with your morning anchor. I love the evenings. This has been fun.
Well, the most important thing that people need to know about that, when we do have anchors kind of coming and going, I need constant supervision. I have to be watched over all the time, and no one better than our beloved Casey
I
Mason.
said, guys, I'll step in. I'll take on this challenge. Someone's got to do it. So here we are.
Has
so
to
far,
be
you've been
done.
good.
And first of all, I'm sorry. I'm not great, but we got her in
You
here.
are so, and he is fantastic, you guys. I was so delighted to get to, I mean, they said, hey, do you think you would be willing to go from mornings this week, Wednesday through Friday, to evenings? And I said, do I get to work with Robinson Miles? Because we truly never get to see each other.
We really don't. It's one of those funny things. Yesterday was maybe the third time we've met in person, which is not to say we're not best friends, because we are. That has happened already.
Look at us
We're
go.
going.
I tell you, Jamie and Mitch, we told him it's okay. It's just for a few days. We'll get back to our regular schedules.
Right.
But
We're
in
just
the
getting
meantime,
through.
we're going to get to know each other. And by golly, dare I say, we're going to have a blast. So,
Oh, it's happening.
and hey,
Yeah.
let folks
Try
know
to stop us.
tomorrow, we're really going to bring the viewers what they deserve. We're going to be down at the Fall Festival together. So
See, we just needed all week to
Yes.
get tuckered out, and then they thought, okay, then they can be down there together.
pure
We're
chaos.
both gabbers.
That's right. You were down there last night. I held it down in the studio. We're going to flip-flop this evening. You're going to be in the studio anchoring our news of the day. I'm going to be down at the Fall Festival for the first time in, Rob, 10 years.
That's going to be amazing.
I cannot wait. I can already taste the fried food and feel the calories.
See, there you go. Get a nice shine to your
There you
skin
go.
down there.
There you go.
Pure grease.
Of course,
But in a fun way.
in a fun way. I tell you, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for letting me tag along with the wonderful evening crew, including yourself this week. I'm honored to be here.
Well, it's been a dream. So let's go ahead and jump into our first story of the day. Of course, we just have a couple headlines here. Obviously, the main thing that we're keeping our eye on, of course, is the Fall Festival. And so we're going to double back and give a little more attention to something that we know is on a lot of people's minds. And that's just a little bit more information on that shooting that happened just a couple blocks away from the Fall Festival. Now, we know Evansville police were called to White Oak Manor off St. Joe. Officers say they found a man with gunshot wounds. Officers say he had spit on a man who was seated inside of a car, and that's when police say that man, Marcello Hoskins, got out and fired his gun at him.
Yeah, that's right. So what we do know right now is he was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. We know Hoskins is facing charges of battery and criminal recklessness with a deadly weapon. Officers do say that Hoskins struck several vehicles when he fired his gun and put people in danger there in that area. We also know another woman on scene there. We've got the graphic pulled up for you here on your stream here. Shelby Wilson was also arrested for domestic battery and disorderly conduct.
Now, the shooting victim is also facing charges. Police say they found a lot of marijuana on him when he was being treated for his injuries. Now, that shooting, of course, has drawn a lot of attention to the Evansville Police Department and how they've responded. Now, while they have been quick to point out that the shooting had nothing to do with the Fall Festival, those with EPD say they were better able to secure the situation because they had such a presence so close to what happened.
Yeah, that's right. EPD says that, they prepare for situations like these months ahead of the festival, which really allowed them to respond quickly and just keep everyone out there safe. Of course, that's what they gear up for. They train for this all year long. And, this was one of those moments where we know we're in good hands with EPD.
So that's going to round out all of our big, intense, hard news headlines for the day. The last thing that we do want to hit on, and we alluded to this just a little bit earlier, with all the things that we do have going on at the festival, of course, there's the food and the half-pot entertainment, all kinds of things. We know the biggest draw down there today specifically is that Casey Mason is going to be down there in person.
Keep going. Hold your applause. Hold your applause.
We know you do have a lot of connection to this area, but 10 years away, what is this like for you going back?
It's crazy. So some folks, they think we start these jobs. I did not move to Evansville. I was born and raised in this area. Shout out Princeton Tigers up there in Gibson County.
That's what's up.
That's where I'm from, my alma mater. Jackie Young, it's our pride and joy,
Yes.
of course. So I thought I'd be our pride and joy, but you know what? I'll let Jackie Young take that role.
Yeah, can't win them all.
But it's crazy because, I grew up going to the Fall Festival. Are you ready, Rob? I'd ask if you're sitting, but you are standing.
Let me grab the table.
I yodeled in the amateur hour talent show a couple times. I sang a Dixie Chick song, and then I did the yodeling Cowboy Sweetheart. It's hilarious. And don't worry, I've got the pictures to prove it. So
That is amazing.
as a child, me and the West Side Nut Club, we were pretty tight. So and then
Okay.
I moved away for 10 years, and I'm glad to be back now, and I can't wait to go attend tonight.
So, okay, here's an idea. I'm just going to throw this one out there for free. Not going to copyright it or anything. In the time that we've been down there, we've talked to multiple people who are major community leaders, recognizable figures who in their adolescence were in amateur hour. You did it. Police Chief Philip Smith did it. Mayor Stephanie Terry did it. I think the Nut Club needs to do kind of a throwback night next year. Bring everybody back in, and you have to do the exact same act that you
same
did as
act
a
that I
child.
did.
Yeah, you can't do like, well, my range is this now. Too bad.
I think my
You gotta
yodeler's
do it now.
broke. It's great. What I'm hearing is one heck of a tri-state band in the making. I mean, we get Stephanie, we get all of us up there. I'm just saying, guys, call me. We'll have band practice this
We
weekend.
know,
Okay?
yeah, some impressive vocalists, if nothing else, we have at our disposal. It'd be a crime not to get some use out
I
of that.
agree with you, Rob Miles. Thank you for indulging me in my past. I'm glad you asked that. Again, when you grow up in this area, you know the Fall Festival. In high school, we'd all go over there with groups of friends. It was so much fun on like Friday and Saturday night. And so, yeah, I'm just so excited to get back down there. But I am most excited to get down there Friday together so that we can
That's gonna be
have
so
some
fun.
fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I don't have the same, lifelong connection to this area that you guys do. I'm from Western Wyoming, as you know. But last year, I was able to get my dad out here, and he's been calling me all week. He wanted to come this year, wasn't able to swing it.
He got
and he's been
hooked.
calling me all week. Where I gave him a call later today. So what have you been eating?
Yeah, what
did
kind
did
of
you have
food?
like that sandwich? Did you have
Can
that
you
one? Did you
overnight
love
that?
it? Right? He just keeps like checking in, just like, oh, did you have that? That's great. I'm glad you're
Yeah,
Glad
what
you're
did you
having
think?
fun.
You hear about it when you start working here in Evansville. What did you think your very first Fall Fest? What was your take?
It's interesting because like I thought that I'd had approximate experiences with other things like county fairs, state fairs. I grew up like a block and a half from the Wyoming Lincoln County Fair.
Shout out.
And I thought like, yeah, real ones know Duke Dance. I know you're watching. Yeah, I kind of thought it'd be something like that, and it is such a completely different animal. And the great thing too is that it's all centered in community benefit. I think that's the thing that I always try and sell to people. And my wife's best friend is in town right now, and it was the same thing. We kind of told her in broad strokes what it was, but then being able to hit on. Oh, and by the way, this is all for nonprofits. Is to benefit the area. Yes, it's fun. Yes, the half pot, but all of these things have their roots in benefiting everybody.
Oh, I
and
mean,
it blows everybody's minds.
And all year long, too, really. I was kind of pulling some facts off of the Westside Nut Club's website recently just for some talking points for our shows. And they do remind you that, they give back all year long. This is their mammoth event, of course, but they really all year long are connected to the community. So we're just glad. And hey, we have the easy roll. We just go down there, get some
go have
food,
fun.
hang out, and know that it all goes towards such a good cause. Did you get your half pot ticket?
Oh yeah.
That a boy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
need to get mine. I'm behind. So and they even gave us a chance to get it online this year. They couldn't have made it easier for us.
So great. Between the half pot and those like jugs of apple cider, unless I win the half pot, I will never own a home. This is the
You
situation.
came into work with a jug of apple cider
I
today.
can't stop myself. It's a
He's well
problem.
hydrated.
I really am. Well, I'm all sugared up. Not a doctor in sight. They're all terrified of me.
You love your apple cider, and I'm full of just pumpkin. Anything pumpkin spice is basically fueling this body
There
the
you
past
go.
week. So
Whatever you got to do.
Listen.
I love it.
it's a good time. We have had a blast here at 14 News covering the Fall Festival. Of course, we did have some, hard-hitting news we had to get to today as well, just keeping folks up to date on those developing stories. We were in here yesterday bringing that breaking news to you guys. But overall, looks like the scene is safe. Everyone's having fun, and the Fall Fest shall go on. We got a few more nights left, Rob Miles.
Close it out
That's
strong.
right.
So that's going to round out our streaming show here today. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, we have all these stories and a whole lot more ahead. 14 News at 4, 5, and 6. And, of course, a little bit later on at 10.
That's right. And hey, thanks for letting me join you guys. Again, Jamie will be back with you in the hot seat again next week. But for the time being, we're having a good time.
You got it. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thanks, guys.